Hello, so I have some very exciting stuff to talk about today. I caught a bunch of people, new players, slacking, and I got a lot of resources from it. So, I've been very desperate lately for resources, and it's been the main thing holding me back. Luckily for me, I have a very nice alliance mate. His name's Fluffy, who had helped me out with some resources previously, giving me some food and wood so I could keep my progress going without, losing out on some precious time and days of work. But obviously that's short-lived, right? And so what I did was I chose to listen to my kings and try and help out, right? I helped out my alliance. They said we have a couple rogue alliances that are these small alliances, very new players that just kind of built randomly. They're blocking our progress. We want to zero people in their alliance so they can give up a bit. So what did I do? I decided to help out. So you can see here, I went from 0 KP to 1.3 million KP. If you look here, I gained a lot of kills. Now, I've talked previously about not doing that, not fighting. However, this wasn't really fighting. This was me helping zero a bunch of deadweight, horrible players who were going to give me all these resources, right? I had 0 resources previously, and now look at it. So this is going to let me keep pushing as I'm at City Hall 20 here. I'm going to push towards tier 4, right? I'm continuously maxing this out before I go on to the next one, and things are getting more and more expensive. I need these resources to keep moving along. So it's been great, right? Now I've got all these resources, and today's video, I want to talk about how to not be a victim of me. How do you not become a victim of me? Now, this is the main thing I want to talk about. The real quantity of people that I hit, which was probably 12 to 15 cities, they were all with horrible garrison set. They're likely new players who don't really know anything. You have markswomen, you have a CC and a gatherer, you have all these terrible things. Even the sun they sometimes have, but it'll be, maybe the game auto selects sun because it's their highest commander, but it's a sun Constance or a, you get the gist. It's terrible garrisons, it's things that they didn't expect to get hit, so they weren't ready and they didn't have their wall set. So I'm going to show you this, which is you want to have your wall set at all times, right? Because you don't necessarily know when you're going to be hit. Now, do you need a garrison commander for your wall? No, you should not be getting a garrison. You should never be taking rallies, taking hits. You should not be getting hit in most cases. However, in the preparation season for KvK1, a lot of shenanigans go on, like what I'm doing. And if you want to not be a victim of players who are taking advantage of you, like I did today, you want to have your wall set. So for instance, I have these marches set. What if they're out fighting somewhere and they're not in the city? Then you have to have these set. So the logic for me here is usually I'm using something like a Sun Aethel on the field, so my Martel should be in my city, and that would then be Martel CC. Right now it would be my garrison. Not a good garrison, right? These are not real garrisons, but considering what I have, this is good. This is a real garrison for free-to-play city. But this is just what I mean. You want to have your stuff set up so that, God forbid, someone tries to hit you, you're prepared. Now, let's talk about that. I was hitting a city, and I saw someone scout me, one of the alliance mates, and so I went back to my city and double checked my wall, healed my hospital, etc. And they actually tried to swarm me. So given, excuse that, I just thought that was a funny report there. Given it's a bad player, right? What is a Scipio Thutmose, a CC Bjorn? What are these? But they tried to hit my city, which if I wasn't paying attention could still hurt a lot. But instead, it's just laughable. It's just hilarious. Again, free-to-play tech, I don't have many troops, all these things. But 7.6k sevs of low tier, so it cost me like nothing. 25,000 deads. And, obviously he had to pull away, or else I don't think he would have won if he had ran it down. So, and if he had, I would have random TP'd away, because again, this was a swarm against my city, not a rally. So I was ready. I had my wall set. My son has the gear I've crafted so far. I've gotten very lucky with my Martel. Skills. These all from the tavern. I think I could show that off here. You can see it's 38 heads, which I think is not counting the ones I put into them here. I have here. And unfortunately, I don't have many gold heads, but that's just the nature of being free, not buying any riders, not having the B10 yet. I'm saving up my gems to max more than gems, so I'll have a bunch more soon. But yeah, so essentially, Always be ready. Don't get caught asleep. Don't get caught lacking. Have your wall set because you never know when people like me are going to come, have a field day, get their resources up, and you just want to make sure you're protected at all times. So if you enjoyed this quicker video, leave a like, subscribe. I think that it's always valuable to, get to be reminded of some of these basics like set your wall. You should never really be spending, gold heads or really pushing an MGE for a city commander because you don't need them. You should not be getting hit in reality and especially in later kingdoms. But, it doesn't hurt to set up your wall properly, even just in case something insane happens or a flag gets deleted somehow, or just anything, right? Why not be prepared? So leave a like, subscribe, and come back tomorrow for another video.